Hey, welcome back everybody, or for all you new faces out there, welcome. This is a continuation of the network threat hunting little session we're doing here with Zeek and Rita. So last video we installed Rita, MongoDB, Zeek, and Zeek-Cut. So that's all we need for the lab. If you missed that video, I'll leave the link below. Go back there and check it out. It's a lot of fun. Good learning opportunity. But this video is all about the threat hunt, okay? We got the tools, we're ready to go, okay? So let's see what we got here. Okay, so we installed what, Rita? Yeah, Rita. So let's check out Rita real quick. Okay. Look for evil needles and big haystacks. That sounds like a lot of fun. You know, like I said, PCAPs, they could be messy, you know? There's a bunch of them. So you need tools to kind of help you, you know, find the needle in the haystack, like what Rita does. So the commands we'll be using in this little session here is mostly import. Obviously we want to show the beacons, and this is a really cool one, HTML report. It'll give you a nice view in a browser. So that's the Rita command we installed in the last video. Okay, we also have Zeek, the network monitoring tool we installed. It's used for, you know, making the PCAPs look prettier and easier to analyze and find the bad things, really. Like I said, PCAPs can be very messy. So Zeek really organizes them a lot better. So the commands we'll be using, or the switches we'll be using for Zeek will be no checksums, and we want to attach a PCAP to that so it can pull out the Zeek files. That's going to be the -R there. So that's your Zeek command that we installed. We also installed Zeek-Cut, and this is kind of where the threat hunting happens. So Zeek-Cut. So yeah, we'll mostly be using the -D little delimiter, or not delimiter. What does D do? Convert time values into human readable format. So the time does look pretty messy in the Zeek logs, so it's good to get it, you know, in a format that we can read clearly, so we can detect, you know, like beacons. Is it consistent beaconing? Is it jitter? We'll talk about that later. But those are the three tools we installed along with Mongo to hold the beacon data and all that. So, all right, let's dig in. So first we need a PCAP file, so a malicious PCAP file, just for practice. You know, we don't want just any PCAP. I guess you can easily pull up Wireshark, get the PCAP, and start to analyze that if you want. Because, I mean, Zeek can be used for troubleshooting as well. So it can be used for troubleshooting. But we're going to be looking at malicious things, okay? So we're going to go to malware of the day here. And they got some great little PCAP samples of malware. So we're going to go check these out. There's a lot of them. So we'll just do like 2 examples. We'll do crypto mining, and we'll do... let's pick one over here. Pity Tiger. Let's try that out. That's a cool name.
Excellent, guys did a tremendous job of tackling.
Congratulations, Coach.
Go Tigers.
So these are pretty cool. It's like a lab setup, pretty much, and it kind of tells you what to look for. You know, if you're new, you don't know what you're looking for exactly, so this can kind of help you. Like, okay, this is the C2 server. You know, out in the real world, you won't know what that is exactly right off the bat, but if you're just starting off, then you know you can use a little assistance. And like I said, here's that jitter thing we talked about earlier. So like, yeah, beacons, you know, they're not always consistent. They're not always like every 30 seconds, every minute. Sometimes they are, and that's a good thing to look at, is that consistency. Is it every 30 seconds? But sometimes, you know, they'll have this thing called jitter, where it'll maybe be every 15 seconds, then it'll be 30 seconds, 15 seconds, 30 seconds, and then 40 maybe. So that's something to look at, and Rita does a good job of detecting all that and understanding jitter. So, and we'll see that here. So you can see, here's some Rita output. We'll see that soon. And here's the actual PCAP. So let's go ahead and snag that real quick. Pity Tiger. Okay.
Go Tigers.
Okay, we got that downloaded. Let's go ahead and I'm just gonna make a fresh directory and name it Pity, and I'll also move that file from my downloads. Should be like there, and we'll move it into the folder pity that we just made. So this is one of them one-liners. So okay, so here's that directory we made, pity. Let's go ahead and get in there. Okay, here's our PCAP file. So we're going to start off with Zeek. Zeek to extract the Zeek file logs from the PCAP. So let's start with that. With the Zeek command, remember we're going to do the capital C for no check, and then the R for the actual PCAP file. So let's go ahead and snag that. It's going to take a little time, not too much time. Okay, good to go. Let's see what we got in here. All right, so here are all our Zeek files. Okay, yeah, you can cat them if you want. And it's going to look a little messy, as you can see. So let's go ahead and cat that con log one more time. And then, as you can see, I've been kind of practicing with it a little bit, but we'll get there soon. Let's start off with like a head 10. Let's just see the top 10 lines in this file here, so you can kind of understand how to like parse these out with Zeek-Cut. So here we are, the con.log. These are just all the communications going on in this PCAP. So we want to pay attention to the fields little tab here. These are how we parse this con log out into the things we really want to see. So we probably want TS is time. We probably want time. Org H is the source IP, source port, destination IP, destination port. So let's start with that. Get the time in those 4 fields. So to do that, we're going to do a con log, and then we're going to do a Zeek-Cut right here. Zeek-Cut. Okay. Okay, and then we're going to do org source IP there. Okay. Destination IP, and I like to do it this way. You don't have to do it this way. The order you do it is how it's going to kind of turn out. So the source port there, and then the destination port, and let's just see what we got here. Okay, here we go. Let's start from the top here. Actually, we can kind of, what can we do? We can less this out a little bit. See what we got. Okay, so right off the bat, like I said, source IP, destination IP, source port, destination port. Just how we typed it out. You can have it in any order you want, but we're going to start with this right now. Let's see what we got. We got some communication outbound on port 80. Okay, so HTTP. We did see HTTP log that Zeek pulled out of that PCAP, so maybe we can check that out later. We got some internal communication here with some 192s. Okay, it's external. Okay, on HTTPS. Some more web requests. Okay, so this isn't really telling us much. That's pretty normal, you know. You're going out to the internet, you know, for checking out junk on the web, you know, who knows. But let's dig into more about like what's going on with this HTTP, like what exactly is going on with it. So for that, we got the http.log. So let's go check that out. Let's start with, I like to start with the head on these things just so we can kind of see what exactly we can kind of parse out here. Okay, kind of the same thing. Let's do like these 4 here, and URI. We want to see what they're visiting exactly. So let's go ahead and do that. We're gonna do a Zeek-Cut on that, and to save time, I already kind of did this. So you just type out the fields here. Source IP, destination IP, source port, destination port, and the URI. We want to see that URI. Okay, let's see what we got here. Okay, a little messy. We got quite the request here. We don't know what kind of request. There is a method we could parse out. We could put method up next to here and see what kind of method it is. Is it a get? Is it a post? You know. But right off the bat here, we're seeing some consistencies in these requests to this IP here, and which is right off the bat just very odd that you'd see the same request like this. We could check the time here. Okay, we got 30 seconds or so. It's about 30 seconds actually. This one's kind of consistent. See that? There's 25 right there. Yeah. So it's pretty consistent around 25, 35. So This is looking right off the bat pretty sketchy. So let's see what method that is actually. So let's dig into here. Let's pop in method right here. Okay, interesting. They are GET requests here. See, it looks a little messy. We're going to clean that up soon, but RITA will really clean it up. It's going to be awesome. So we're getting lots of GET requests. So right off the bat, this is looking pretty sketchy because that's just abnormal to have the same requests every 30 seconds. That is not normal at all. So this is something definitely to note down. I would probably want to figure out who this is, what host this is, maybe hop in the EDR and dig around in this host and see what's going on with it. Get some process information, maybe netstat that and see what kind of communications are going outbound, if there's any established connections in that netstat going on with this. I would definitely check that out because this is looking pretty sketchy right off the bat. So, okay, next thing I want to do is like how many packets are in this log or in this http.log. How many are there exactly? So we can check that out right now by doing the word count, the WC command by dash line. So how many lines are there? So 3,281 packets here. Okay. So what we need to do now is figure out how many. Actually, let's figure out how long. It's 24-hour packet, but sometimes you may not know that. So there's a cool command here you can run. It's called cap infos. I kind of already ran it. So actually, let's see what cap infos does exactly. Print various information about capture files. Pretty simple description there, and that's exactly what it does. I like to use the time infos here, so let's just tack on a U. The duration, let's do start time and end time there, okay? UAE, all right. And that will be on the PCAP file. Make sure you're doing that on the PCAP file, so the pity tiger. Okay, so what we got here? Right off the bat, you see how many seconds. You can check the date here to see how long. It looks like it's just right at about a day on the dot, just as expected from what it said, what's pretty much in the file here. See the 24-hour. So, okay, looking good there. So let's see how many of those requests were in that packet. Remember, we up here we did a word count on that, and we found 3,281. So let's see how many of these requests are in there. So let's go ahead and do that. How are we gonna do that? We're gonna have to remove some things here. So we just want the source IP. That's kind of all I want to worry about in the URI. And let's take out the time. And let's do like a sort here. Okay, so that kind of sorts it out. Nope, actually we want the destination IP. Responder IP. Let's go ahead and do that. Okay. Okay, next. So we're trying to dial down and see what the most requests are in this http.log. So we could sort that out, and then we could do it by unique, and we count that out with this command here. So we're counting it out here. And then next we want to sort that by number recursively. So get the top one, the biggest number on the top there. And then let's head that. Okay, so here we go, guys. So this smushes down all these requests into just one line here, as you can see. So we got, out of the 32,000-ish, we got 3,188 that have this same request. So this is just getting sketchier as we go on, guys. So what do we go from here? Let's go to RITA, okay? So let's RITA this up a little bit. So RITA, let's run that help file in there. Okay, what are we doing? First, we want to import those Zeek logs into RITA. So make sure you're in the path where the Zeek logs are, like this. So we could do a RITA right here. Then import This dot here is like just everything that's in the current directory. Then we can name it pity. Okay, so remember this name pity. Okay. Okay. So this is what you want to see. This is how you know RITA is working properly. You see host analysis, host aggregation, beacon analysis and stuff. So this is what we want to see. This is good. Okay. So now the next output's going to be a little wide, so we're going to expand this out a little bit. So let's run RITA show beacons, and then remember that name we gave it, pity. And look at that. Okay, so this is, you're like, what the hell is this? Okay, so it's pretty easy to read once you understand it. So you have a score. RITA gives it a score, like how severe or how beacony it is, pretty much. So 833, pretty high confidence that this is a beacon from the source IP to this destination IP. And then you get every comma is pretty much so connections. So here's this one. See, quite a bit of connections from this IP here. So that's the IP we want to look at right here. Okay, so let's make this look a little prettier. You can tack a capital H on that to kind of get it in a, you know, more organized view and easier to read here. So same kind of deal. Source IP, destination. Let's see, connections, connection count. So here's the one that we really want to worry about. I mean, that's a lot of connection counts, and we already confirmed that they had like the same GET request up here of this, which is super sketch. That's not normal at all of normal web traffic there. It's normal for a beacon, I guess, but okay. So next thing we want to look at is like the bytes. You know, normal web traffic is going to have different like byte sizes. It's going to vary, and beacons are going to have like pretty consistent byte sizes. So that's something to look at. If jitter's not giving you what you want it, you know, we saw, you know, not bad jitter maybe every 30 seconds, but sometimes the jitter is going to be high, and that's how they kind of evade detection. So the next thing you want to check is the byte size. So where do we find that? Let's see here. So here it is, the top size here. This is the top size in bytes. So this will tell you of all the packets, the most packets had byte size of 628. That's how you say it. So does that make sense? So of all the packets, most of them had a byte size of 628. And how many of those had 628? So you go to top size counts, which is 3052 there. So yeah, that's super, you know, not normal. So this is something we need to probably escalate, you know, maybe contain that host and see exactly what's going on that host. There's definitely something sketchy going on. So that's kind of where I would go from here. There is a prettier way to look at RITA, and I'll show you guys that right now. So let's go to RITA, and then let's go, actually I always forget. Okay, so HTML report. So let's go ahead and hop on in there. And we gave that name pity. Okay, so what it's output. So it makes a directory here called pity. And let's say we've got an index.html. We've got an HTML file here. I wasn't able to open it from here, but I'll show you the kind of workaround I did. So you open folder here. Go to the path where it's at. So there's pity. Index.html, there it is. Let's open it with Firefox here. Okay, here we go. Look at this, guys. Isn't this cool? So click on pity there, and then you can start to see the beacons here. So way prettier output if you're into that. See, over 3,000 connections. Kind of the same deal. Here's the top size. This one kind of shows you like a better explanation of what this is as opposed to this one, size mode, but same deal. And how many of those were this size, and you know, total bytes that were kind of going over the wire there. So quite a bit there. So super sketch. We could check long connections too. This one can be good as well. This one's a little messier, but I don't even see our IP here. So the duration was not long, It was probably just making these quick little heartbeats. So quick little hellos, like, hey, I'm still here. Hey, I'm still here. So it's kind of asking the C2 server, like, hey, do you need anything? Hey, do you need anything? So that's pretty much what these little beacons are doing here. So each little connection is kind of probably just reaching out. Since there's the same byte size for this many, so it's probably just like hellos, heartbeats. So yeah, something we definitely need to escalate, I would say. So that is the example of how to threat hunt using Zeek and Zeek-Cut. So I hope you guys enjoyed that. Definitely play around with these more. These PCAP files. There are so many good ones in here that you can kind of play with and get used to just digging around in these packets, zigging around in Zeek logs. Each one of these kind of have different logs they pull out depending on what it detects in the packet. So definitely play around with these. I actually did mention that we can check out one more. So if you want to see some crypto mining, we can do that one as well. I'll go a little faster with this one. So let's go ahead and get that PCAP file down here. Okay, this is a 5-hour PCAP. Quite a big size, 1.14 gigs. Let's download that and let's go a little faster with this one. Okay, let's go back over here to and make a directory for it. So we'll make a directory and name it crypto, and let's move that this current direct to the current directory named crypto. Okay, now let's change directories in crypto, and it's not there. Where has it gone, guys? Oh, I made a mistake. Oh, I think I know what I did. Okay. Cryoto. Yeah, okay. So Cryoto is the name of the packet. Okay, so we'll just move it in there then. Okay. Okay. All right. Okay. So what kind of? Let's make sure you can just do a file on this to make sure it is okay. So it is a packet capture file. You can run the file command to check that. Okay. That took a little while. All right. So next we want to check the caps info. See what's going on here. We already know how long it is. You know, it kind of told us, but it's always good to check that. And you can kind of Google how many seconds that is. It's going to be about 5 hours. You can just look here. Okay, next let's pull the Zeek files out of that PCAP file with a Zeek. Okay, here are our packet capture files. Okay, let's head that con.log file just to see what we got here. Okay, let's get the same ones, you know, like the time, the source IP, destination IP, source port. So let's go ahead and do that. Zeek-Cut on that, and let's use the tag D, make the time human readable. Okay. Let's see what we got here. Okay, this one's pretty obvious. This is kind of an easy one because we're seeing some outside communication talking to something inside that's running, that's hosting this port here, 8333. So, you know, we don't know what 8333 is exactly, but there is lots of communication from different IPs coming inside and talking to this IP. Looks like it's talking back here from that same port. So let's figure out what this 8333 is. So let's hop on in here. Port 8333. What exactly is this thing? Okay. Right off the bat, Bitcoin cryptocurrency uses port 83333. Okay. So this could be a Bitcoin wallet, mining. I mean, I would check, definitely figure out at this point what this host is and see if there's any crypto mining software running on it, and maybe research some mining software and see what ports it talks on, so you can kind of dial down which software it may be. That's kind of what I'll do, but this is definitely looking like it's not, if you're going to ask the guys, what's the business justification, you probably don't need to ask that. It's looking pretty obvious that this is not, business justified here. So, okay, so what we want to do next is figure out the top talkers. Who's the top talker? So right off the bat, we could just let's just go ahead and read it, and let's import to current directory. We'll name it crypto. Oh, hang on. That name was already used, so we're going to use crypto_2. Okay, this is what we want to see, guys, when Rita's working right. Okay, we want to show the beacons in human readable format. Specify beacons. Oh, I need to specify the beacon. Okay, connections. We have, sorry, it's kind of scrambled right here. These are the total bytes right here, because it's not long enough. So connections will be the top one. 168 from this IP right here. What is this IP? Let's go ahead and copy that and go to abuse IP and just kind of get some information about this IP, figure out what's going on with it. Okay, let's pop that IP in there. Okay, is that some university? So maybe like a router or something. Okay, let's check out another IP and see what we got. Okay, so let's check out this IP now and see what we got. Interesting. Okay. .edu. Okay, so there might be some crypto mining from a college somewhere in Germany. That's why I'm kind of seeing. But so it's good to check out these IPs, check out the reputation. Are they known for Bitcoin mining? We don't know. So, oh, here we go. What do we have here? Bitcoin. Okay, so there's another clue. At this point, yeah, I would definitely check out this host, maybe contain him and figure out what is going on, who the owner is, and gather some endpoint logs on this if you can, some endpoint information on this host here. Definitely some sketchy crypto activity going on there. So so that's kind of how you use RITA with Zeek-Cut to threat hunt. So yeah, definitely play around with these PCAPs and malware of the day. Yeah, play around with these and really, just dig through them, practice with the commands. I mean, in your environment, you maybe don't have Zeek or Bro, but it's kind of the same concept where you're looking for, connection, how often they're coming, beacon activity, like every 30 seconds, the byte size of the packet, stuff like that. You can filter out and really understand what's kind of going on. And so I definitely highly recommend digging and playing with these and detecting beacons and how to look for them with RITA. Really powerful stuff. So, hey, congratulations if you made it. I hope that was a lot of fun. Next video, let's I say we dig into Zeek RITA, and see what Zeek RITA can do with the IDS, and see what it can detect with these PCAPs. So that can be something fun to do. So look forward to that, and hope you guys enjoyed it. If you got any questions about what we just did today, let me know, and I could try to help you out. But definitely play around with this. A lot of fun. And that is network threat hunting right there, guys. So, yeah, have a lovely day, and see you next time. Take care now.